Welcome in to Nevada Prep's Facebook Live. I'm Elaine Wilson alongside Ben Gotz, and I gotta be honest, we're coming in at 10 after midnight because Ben had to fix his hair before this show, but it's looking good, Ben.
Thank you.
It's looking great.
I also like how we matched. We're both wearing black today.
I dig it.
I think it's kind of appropriate because we had some rough performances by local high school football teams against out-of-state competition tonight, specifically the top 3 teams in our Nevada Preps rankings. Not the best night for them. Not the best night,
and I was looking forward to this because there's some tough competition. So let's start off right at the top with our number 1 ranked Bishop Gorman Gales, headed to Centennial, Arizona. They are making the trip to Peoria. Centennial, the reigning state champs in 5A. Gorman's trying to come back from that shutout, but first half was all defense. So we go to the third quarter, about 7 minutes left, and Bishop Gorman's Micah Bowen intercepted by Jaden Young. Young takes it 28 yards from the 40 to the opposite 32. That sets up Tyree Walker, a former Mojave running back. A couple plays later, he takes the handoff into the end zone, spin move there. No extra point. Centennial up 6-0 in the third. Gorman not doing itself any favors with the penalties or turnovers. As you can see here, another interception just in front of the end zone. Centennial's Dylan Wampler picking off Bowens on that one. Several plays and a Kenny Sanchez personal foul. Later, the Coyotes punch it in from 9 yards out. Tyree Walker again, and the extra point makes it 13-0 Centennial. Gorman does not get on the board until the final seconds of the game, avoiding another shutout. Bowens to Rome Adunze here. Adunze good for 6 catches, 120 yards, and that touchdown on the night. But the Gales lose this one 13-7. It's the first time Gorman has gone 0-2 to start the season since 2005. We bring in our local Arizona expert, Justin Emerson, who was at the game tonight, to break down everything. Thanks so much for joining us, Justin.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad that I finally made it onto your guys' show.
Absolutely. Now, Kenny, after the game, said that he thought his defense actually was better in this game than that game against Mater Dei. How would you assess their defense tonight?
Well, they gave up 13 points tonight, and they gave up 42 points last week, so I would tend to agree with that. But in all seriousness, I think they did look good. I mean, Tyree Walker was very good. He broke off a couple of big runs. But other than that, the Gales' defense, they held Centennial to 60 yards on the ground. Other than that, 120 yards in the air. So the defense did look good. They had 3 sacks. They had a fumble recovery. I agree with Kenny. I thought the defense was good tonight. That wasn't why they lost.
All right, so let's get to then the offense, who avoided the shutout on this one, but not until the final seconds of the game. What do you think the offense needs to do going forward to get some more points on the board?
I think it's just got to be just to develop into a groove. I mean, they've got a new quarterback, they've got new wide receivers, new tight end, new a lot of everything, and they still haven't all quite gotten it together. Micah Bowens was able to, he did look good in the second half of the game. He picked up a lot of points kind of once the game was out, or a lot of yards, once the game was kind of out of reach in that final drive. But, he threw for 249 yards tonight. He looked good. He looked like a guy who has Division I football offers. The running game was not very good in the first half. They rushed for 5 yards on 11 carries. But in the second half, they came back and they looked good. So, they don't look... The game wasn't as bad as as 7 points. The offense wasn't that bad. They weren't able to get it done in the red zone, though. And, that's where it mattered.
All right, so spoiler alert, we already talked about it. The top 3 teams in our Nevada Preps rankings lost tonight. So what do you think about the rankings going into next week?
I have no idea. Bishop Gorman's been at number 1 forever, and we had talked about if they had lost and maybe Arborview or Liberty had won, they might leapfrog them. But I saw a lot out of Bishop Gorman, and Centennial's a really good team. They won a state championship in Arizona last year, very competitive down in the Phoenix area, and the defense looked really good to me. The offense, if it weren't for not being able to punch it in from, they had 1st and 4. Or, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line twice, and they couldn't score. You put those 2 in, and, the Gales win by more than a touchdown. So I still think Bishop Gorman's going to be number 1. That's how I'll vote for him. We'll see how, Ben, you, and Sam, and Damon all decide to do, and, we'll tally that all up. But I still think that Bishop Gorman hasn't been dethroned as the top team yet, but it's probably not as big of a gap as it has been.
That is fair enough. Things looking up from that Mater Dei game. Thank you so much, Justin, for joining us, and have a good night.
Hi, Justin.
Absolutely. Thank you. Hi, Ben. I miss you.
I miss you too.
You guys are ridiculous. All right, Ben, let's talk about other games in the Valley tonight. Sierra Vista And Green Valley actually a comeback in this one.
Yeah, we talked about local teams against out-of-state teams. This is just 2 local teams, and this was a phenomenal game. Let's roll some highlights in this one. I'm excited to see these. Well, first off, we're going to look at here. Now we got it. Jordan Solomon, he is the brother of Anu Solomon. You might remember that name. He is a former Arizona quarterback. He is getting to the edge, going to the sideline, and down it for the score. Looking good for Sierra Vista early, and Green Valley's offense, conversely, was not clicking on as many cylinders as Sierra Vista's was early. Here we see the ball pop out. Mountain Lions are going to pounce on that one. Eventually. They've had a good defense for a lot of years now. And then you see the dropped snap. That's never good. Green Valley making some early self-inflicted miscues. Like right here, we see a drop. But you're seeing Green Valley's offense start to click a little bit, and that might come back later. But here, we're going to watch Jordan Solomon do his thing again. I mean, how athletic is this guy?
Oh,
going down the right sideline again, pointing, getting out of bounds. Nice run. But speaking of runs, Green Valley went on a crazy scoring run in the second half. They were down 21-0 in the first half. They win this one 26-21. They rushed for over 300 yards in this game, with over 260 of them coming in the second half. That is an incredible comeback by the Gators.
That is great.
My hat is off to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe we were fibbing a little. The games were only bad if you were playing out-of-state teams, but in-state, it's looking good.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're going to talk about one of those out-of-state, in-state matchups next. With the game I was at tonight, Liberty against Lone Peak from Utah. And as we've talked about, Liberty was not quite clicking on all cylinders in this one, unfortunately. Let's look at the highlights. Well, we're going to start with the Patriots coming out of that tunnel. And here we got their quarterback, Noah Fa'oa, and he's going to run up the middle. He did leave this game with an injury in the second quarter. Our hopes is that he will recover quickly. But then we're going to watch a touchdown run here by Lone Peak. They're going to get on the board early, go up 7-0. That is senior running back Mason Wake for Lone Peak, which is from Utah. Then we're going to watch a boom hit from Zyrus Biasu, the hit stick there. And then Zyrus is going to make a diving play on special teams there, but it's actually Luke Tumalati with the 20-yard fumble return. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Not quite sure. Another big hit there by Liberty's defense. We got a scramble, and Zyrus with the pick. That is 1 of 2 for him on the night. He also ran for 75 yards on only 7 carries on offense, and he kicked punts. He can literally do it all. He was definitely the standout for Liberty tonight, but their offense kind of struggled behind some of their second-string players, and they lose this one 21-10.
But big bummer to hear about the quarterback going down. You never want to see that, especially from a team with a lot of promise like Liberty being in our top rankings. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward, whether or not they have to bring someone else in and how that offense works behind that new guy. But I got to say, I can't remember his name right now, but the flow.
Oh, Zyrus, the flow.
Zyrus, thank you.
He's got it all working for him.
All-state
offense,
hair
defense,
team for
special
sure.
teams, and hair.
All-state hair team for sure. Let's go to, actually, Zyrus is in our top 3 highlights tonight for our Nevada Preps top 3 plays of the week. Take it away, Ben.
Absolutely. Spoiler alert. Here we go with number 3. And as we said, here once again is Zyrus. And also, here comes the boom. What a phenomenal hit. As we've said, this guy does it all, and he's only a sophomore. So watch out, everybody. This could still be coming at you for more than 2 seasons still.
I love it. Let's go to number 2 highlight tonight. Sierra Vista QB keeper. He gets into the end zone after juking a few people down the sideline. That's Solomon. Man, that kid has a lot of promise. Love seeing him out on the field. But again, Green Valley came back to win this one. An incredible comeback by the Gators tonight.
Oh, absolutely. That is just a great job by them. And I'm looking forward to what they can do this year and how they can build off of a comeback win like that. Of course, this was not a great part of that comeback for them. But then number 1, we got Tywee Walker, the former local kid with the spin move. Oh, that's just phenomenal. Up the middle. You know this had to feel good for him going up against the top team from the local area he is from and dishing out the Madden skill button right there. I mean, that's just great stuff.
Some great highlights from all across the valley and across state lines tonight. Tywee Walker, man, he Bishop Gorman wanted him at one point, and he didn't want to play for them. He wanted a little more exposure. I would think exposure at Gorman is all you need, but he seems to be doing well at Centennial, and man, he has started the season off on a high note.
Yeah, and we'll see how these other teams can recover from some of these losses, those local top teams. But until then, we'll keep tracking that for the rest of the year. She's Elaine Wilson, I'm Ben Gotz, and now we'll kick it to our out-of-town scoreboard.
Again. Oh, no!